back everyone to my channel. It's been ages and I always say that. This morning I just essentially woke up and I sat down to do work and I was like, do you know what? I just for some reason thought I fancied doing like a video for 30 things to do this September. Just sounded really nice. And I always feel like I'm not someone who's really autumnal. Like it has to be like October before I get to that point. For some reason today I was just like, oh, I don't feel autumny necessarily. But it has started to feel a bit colder. I was like, just came into my head. So I'm just going with the flow. I did a list of 30 things to do this September. So you've got something to do every month, every day. Today is the first day of September. So I thought, go for a long walk in nature and take a nice hot coffee or tea or hot chocolate with you. Because it is still really warm, but it'll probably get cold this evening. To be honest, this list is kind of adapted to someone like me who's working 5 days a week, who probably can't do these things until the evening. So for day 2, I was thinking it's National Cinema Day and view tickets are £3 for the for anything. So go to the cinema and go watch a nice film. Number 3, so that's Sunday, I think make homemade cinnamon buns because I like cinnamon buns and they're so good. And they're quite hard to make though, but I thought a good Sunday activity, nice and relaxed. And then Monday, day 4, and I thought watch the first Hobbit film whilst eating your cinnamon buns. Brain thought that was, it's Monday, you might be a little bit like, ugh, the week, depending who you are. The Hobbit is a really good fit, like watching those films is really good I think for autumn. Day 5, to kind of keep it more in tail with summer, I'm thinking make a hot salad and there's some really good recipes online, but one that I like is like a chorizo, cooked chorizo, and rocket and croutons and sweet potato chunks or butternut squash chunks depending. And you can add chicken if you want, or you could do it with like feta if you wanted to kind of make it a bit more veggie. And put any other leafy greens you fancy, maybe some cucumber. Roasted red pepper's really nice with chorizo and sweet potato as well. It's just a really nice, hot, kind of autumny coloured salad, so I thought it was quite nice. For number 6, which is day 6 and you're now on a Wednesday, I've put do a yoga class purely because I do yoga, but on top of it, you know, if you're someone who does exercise regularly, you might be someone who does running, you might be jogging, you might have had a bit more of a fitness burst this summer like most people kind of do because you feel a little bit better about yourself. Doing yoga, you can do it from home, depending who you're with. Like you can do it on Zoom or in the studio. And it's such a nice relaxing activity that it just feels quite autumnal. And actually when it's really cold and you're wearing really nice fluffy socks, you've got leggings on, and you've got like a nice long jumper on, it can be a really nice way of staying fit but kind of cozy. It's a really nice balance. Number 7, we had to drop this in somewhere. I'm thinking we start Gilmore Girls. To kind of keep in theme with I feel like this is quite an American food, to have a cheese toastie and tomato soup, and that's a really nice, easy, really indulgent meal to have. Watch Gilmore Girls and cuddle up on the sofa. Friday, it's the 8th day and now it's weekend, so I think the whole activity needs to be go to Starbucks and get yourself a pumpkin spice latte. And you could do that this weekend. You might have already jumped on that bandwagon, but I kind of saved it for then and I don't know why. Saturday, go to Primark or TK Maxx and do an autumn like haul. Get some really nice autumny candles and maybe get some baking stuff. TK Maxx do great baking stuff, don't they? Any sort of house accessories that you feel, maybe some bubble baths as well, anything autumnal. Just go crazy, just treat yourself. It's Sunday, so my next thing was another bit of baking, because I feel like baking is such an autumnal thing, is to make pumpkin buns. And you can do this as a recipe on BBC Good Foods. You can do it without using pumpkin as the flavour, or you can use pumpkin as the flavour. I probably won't because I don't think I'd like it. But essentially when you make the buns, you wrap them, use string to tie them up to create that like pumpkin look, so when they expand they become pumpkin and they're so cute. And so I think they'd be quite easy. They'd be equally as difficult as cinnamon buns. Or you could just make something really easy like little cookies or something. We're back on a Monday and it's the 11th day, so I was thinking unwind, have a really nice long hot bath, light some of those really nice candles that you bought in TK Maxx and Primark, and maybe some bubble bath if you got some. Day 12, thinking make a stew for dinner because it's quite easy to do. We might have a bit more energy because it's a Tuesday, and you just kind of put in the hot pot, like in a slow cooker. Beef, you can either do beef chunks or chicken, and you kind of cook it off first, put it in, you kind of make like a brothy style thing. You put chunks of potato in, or just carrots and an array of different vegetables like celery, and I can't think, or like parsnips. To be honest, we did beef and carrots, loads of carrots and onion, and then we just had dumplings, and the whole meal, because it was such rich sauce, that was like the whole meal, but it was delicious. Now we're on Wednesday, so it's hump day. You know, some people are getting a bit tired. A nice one is just to read your book, so that is my number 13. Snuggle up and read a book, light some of those candles again, just relax. I think I'm imagining it's going to be raining then. It might be, it might not be. Day 14, on Thursday, I'm thinking the second Hobbit film. The reason I've spread them out is just to give some variety. By all means, watch each Hobbit film each night. Day 15, because it's Friday, and I kind of want to try it myself, is to make mulled cider or mulled wine. I think it'd be really nice. And when we were at Reading Fest, I sat there just thinking, it got really cold and I was like, I wish this was mulled cider, and now I really fancy it. Day 16, I'm thinking, I always feel like with September, as much as it is for summer, you know, new season, and you should kind of do like a kind of a makeover on yourself, like that whole thing when you're like, new season, new me. Because I feel like we all do it in the summer, and I also feel like I like doing it for autumn and winter, because I think I like having darker hair when it's winter, and just that kind of refresh. So I feel like that would be a really good day to kind of maybe book a hair appointment if you're going to get a cut, maybe get a new cut, like the new AI cuts, and get something that's going to be nice and wintry and like suit you really well for winter. Or do like a makeover look, or dye your hair, or just do something kind of fresh with yourself. Day 17, go for a day out in the countryside, or just go on a whole new adventure. So in my head I'm thinking like Hay on Wye, if you're kind of within reach of it because of all the bookshops, that would be really nice. Autumnal kind of trip. Or go somewhere like National Trustee and go into like a big old house and go for a walk around the grounds and go into the cafe. Like that always feels really autumnal for me. Day 18, we're back on a Monday, so I was thinking a really nice movie night, but a good classic movie night, like watch an older film. I was thinking either You've Got Mail or something kind of autumnal, maybe Sleepless in Seattle, something just classic that makes you feel warm inside. And there's some really good, I cannot think of any apart from ones with Meg Ryan and Tom Hanks. Okay, so Tuesday 19th, I'm thinking maybe make homemade soup, and you can do that in the slow cooker as well. You just got to blend it. That's quite autumny. You can kind of do anything with that, can't you? So you can use tomatoes, and you can do it with a bit of cheese in, or you could do some broccoli, literally anything. Just do any homemade soup and maybe make some more rolls to go with it. Wednesday, third Hobbit film. In October, my mindset is to watch Lord of the Rings, so I feel like you need a big gap. And then the next thing, the 21st, meet a friend for a coffee. You're always at the end of the week, just like have a few hours, like some coffee shops open till quite late, hopefully there's one near you that does, and have hot chocolate and just check in and see how people are, because by that point some people can get quite sad when it kind of gets a bit rubbish weather. Some people don't mind it, but it's good to keep in touch with people, so that's quite nice. Friday night, I'm saying movie night again. Now either go to the cinema or do this at home. There's not that much coming out on like different subscription services this month. There's a few. There's Disenchantment, which is really good, or there is Haunted Mansion is now out, which is the new version of the old Disney one, but they're both Disney. Also the new Poirot film, which is Haunting in Venice or something. That feels quite autumny and a bit more heading towards Halloweeny, so I think that would be really good to watch as well. Then Saturday, there's normally always an autumn show around, so there is one around us, so I put autumn show for the Saturday. And on Sunday, I've put go to a maze. Now we have one near us that's a maze. You might have a corn maze, you might have something like that, but I thought that was quite a good activity as well for a weekend. And I don't think I've ever done one, so that's what it needs to be on the list as well. So we're in the last week, so on Monday I'm thinking go scrumping, because it's quite a good activity. It's kind of like going for a walk and going and getting some apples from places, which is really exciting. My plan is then the next day, on the 26th, to make an apple crumble or an apple pie with them, which is really nice. That kind of like loop round is like a really, not organic, I don't know, like a really nice satisfying thing, isn't it? Day 27, I've seen this quite a lot on places, is eating outside like one last time. So I was thinking you could do a barbecue and just wrap up warm in your garden if it's cold by then. And you could just toast marshmallows, you could have a few burgers maybe, or whatever's left in the freezer from the summer. Like that would be quite nice as just one last huzzah. For Thursday the 28th needs to be like a bit of a wardrobe assessment of what you need to kind of put away, because it's the end of summer, and what you're going to put in the loft, and what you're going to bring down from the loft if you're me, or rotate your wardrobe a little bit and kind of do a bit of a refresh and go, right, I want this and this maybe, or you might kind of do a bit of a clear out as well. Decide what you've not really worn in the last year and that you don't think you're going to wear again soon. So take it to a charity shop and do a nice fresh clear out. The 29th, I was thinking of pumpkin painting just instead of carving, because I feel like that one will probably die by the time it's October, and then you can get a new one and do a proper carving one for October instead. But that kind of very similar to then on the last day, I thought, it was a Saturday, I think it'd be nice to do pottery painting as like an indoor activity. It's something different. A lot of people might not have done it before. The place near us that you can go to is like a cafe and you can paint stuff, and they've got pumpkins that you can paint as well. So that's quite similar. I thought it'd be quite nice as something different, or you could do the pumpkin painting another night and swap them round. So that's my 30 days for September. I feel like I've talked loads. I hope you guys enjoyed it. It's such a random video. I think I'm going to try and do one in October, even though that's ages away. But I have some ideas, like watching, I feel like watching Gilmore Girls and The Hobbit is great for September. Watching Lord of the Rings, finishing Gilmore Girls in October is really good. And then I feel like November, December is when you watch all the Harry Potters. And I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching, and see if you can do them. I'm going to try and, I don't want to do them all. I'm going to see how many I feel like doing and what I do. So thanks a lot, guys.